You know, folks, you guys know I laugh a lot, and we're not going to waste away in Piedrahitaville by not laughing.
Piedrahitaville.
Piedrahitaville, damn it. Why did I come up with that to start this episode? Because I remember from your interview when you said, think of Margarita, which already had me in a fit of giggles. I thought about the song and I said, there's some way I got to work the song into episode 2 now. So it's like, hell. So it just works. I'm the Snowman. That's what the hell is that name? Because I'm not going to try to. What the Namastasia? What the Namastasia is a Namastasia? Because I know Anastasia. That's my granddaughter's name.
She's another personality. You haven't met her yet.
I have now.
Dude, if we're talking about mental health, we're going big or go home.
Why not? That's why I titled this episode Laughter. Now, sometimes the length of these episodes are going to vary and for different reasons. But, I got to begin with this story. When you were doing your interview, when you said you had gotten nominated for a big position and then you coupled it with, you know where I'm going. You coupled it with, can you imagine me speaking in front of a bunch of people? I'll either have them pissing their pants or telling them to lock me up. I dropped the phone and screamed out loud, laughing. I laugh so hard, my stomach hurts.
I do it all the
time. Even so does my wife. I compliment her all the time. Jody tells me all the time. She says, I don't know why you find me so funny. And I looked at her and said, because you're fucking hilarious. And she said, no one ever found me that hilarious. Not even my children find me that hilarious. I said, baby, you have me laughing all the time, no matter what you do. You could just spit something, and I know you go through this with Kenny. You can spit something out of the blue, out of nowhere, and all of a sudden you hear a fit of laughter, and you turn around and you look at Kenny and you go, honey, what did I say? And he's such in a blubbering pool of laughter that he can't repeat it.
Laughter is the best medicine. I've been spouting this shit from the rooftops for 4 years now. Laughter is what healed me.
It's the greatest medicine. I was doing. I was in the midst of doing laundry. For some reason, I queued up a Bugs Bunny cartoon, and I laughed at it and played it about 5 times, and I still laugh at the same parts. I watch Roadrunner cartoons. I still laugh at the same parts, and I can just hear my mother in my ear. You're almost 50. You still watching cartoons? Fuck yeah, I'm watching cartoons. Why the hell not? It's what I grew up with. You want to really live? Watch some Looney Tunes for about 2 hours, uninterrupted. Watch Looney Tunes for 2 hours. Or do what I do. Put on a George Carlin special. You want to laugh for a couple of hours? Listen to him. Or listen to Richard Pryor or Red Fox or Eddie Murphy or one of those guys. You want to laugh? Cue up one of them. That's why this episode is called Laughter. And I tell you, like I said, my wife will just say something and I'll happen to catch it. And I'll just flip over and I'll start laughing. And she gives me the most innocent look. Bless her heart. I love Jody dearly. She gives me the most innocent look and with almost a deadpan face because she's trying not to laugh. She's trying not to giggle. But with almost a deadpan face, she'll go, honey, what did I just say? And that makes it worse because I'm laughing even harder now. that she's I don't remember half the stuff I say, though you do. Baby, I can't help it.
Oh, I know. But what I was going to say to you is, for me, I used to do challenges in my Facebook group, my old Facebook group. And I would say, you want to laugh tonight? You're Saturday night, you got nothing going on. Go ahead and watch some 80s music videos. Friggin' Devo, friggin' Olivia Newton-John doing the friggin' Xanadu shit. And I laughed because I'm like, wait, I fucking look like that? I fucking look like Madonna? I'm like, oh my God, seriously, you laugh your ass off. It's true.
It is true. Xanadu. And the first one that popped in, oh God, Xanadu. How many radio stations across the country wore the fuck out of that song, okay?
God, oh my God, oh my God.
How many stations, given the populous places where we're from, Chicago and Philadelphia, how many radio stations just in those two cities alone scratched the fuck out of Xanadu or wore the tape out playing that shit?
Remember the Eye of the Tiger? So I'm walking around dancing last weekend with the headband around my head, like Rocky coming out, the Eye of the Tiger.
Wait, I got one. I got one. Do you remember the song Whip It by Devo?
Whip It, yeah.
And those three-tiered hats they were wearing.
And the red.
And the red. And I just watched that video recently. I tortured myself hilariously through the full 4.5 minutes, and then I went and laughed for a half hour in the bedroom. My wife was at work, thank God, so she couldn't hear me laughing from here to Edinburgh, Indiana. But this is what laughter does. This is when people, and I know you get it, and my wife gets it, and I know Kenny gets it. When people look at you and you have your headphones on and you're hearing something that just makes you bust out laughing, and everybody's looking at you, giving you the side eye, going, ugh. Why are you laughing so loud? Because it's funny, bitch. That's why.
Yeah. I'm not allowed out in public when I'm in certain moods.
Why are you not allowed out in public? I'm afraid of the answer to this question.
I don't know.
I think Jeff Foxworthy said it best. I know I'm going to regret this, but I'll ask anyway. Why are you not allowed out in public when you're in certain moods? I think I know the answer to this.
So here's an example. So last night we go to Chipotle, and I'm walking around, and usually our timing is impeccable. Everywhere we go, everything's always working out for us. We always show up. We're like the first in line. So last night there were like 9 fucking people. It was packed. And here I am sitting back like this, and I'm looking at everyone smiling, and I'm like, You like to masturbate. You're having an affair. Your mom is your sister, but you're sleeping with your brother. And I'm like, holy shit. But I wanted to hug all of them. There was no judgment. I just wanted to give them a hug. Oh.
You know what?
We love the shit out of yourself. That's what my shirt says. Love the shit out of yourself. And I want to hug everyone. So Kenny's like, inside voice, you're not outside.
You know what? You know what my wife says? I always have to. When she and I go out somewhere, I always have to talk to somebody. Yes. And me being a sports talk host, I got to pick on somebody that's wearing a hat that's like not my favorite team. I have to find some reason to pick at him. So I see someone that's wearing a North Carolina State hat. I'll give an example. We were in Durham, North Carolina. I see someone wearing a North Carolina State hat, and I look at him and go, North Carolina State Wolfpack. My wife looks at me, turns around, and nearly loses it laughing. And the guy turns to me and said, yeah, what's wrong with the Wolfpack? I said, they're not the Tar Heels. He busted out laughing. Jody looks at me and says, I can't take you anywhere. You are just like a 2-year-old. You always have to make a friend everywhere. I look at
Yes.
her and go, honey, I can't help it. She massages the back of my neck to get me like, come on now, child, let's go. She does this on the back of my neck. And I'm like, I can't help it. You know how I can't help it.
Yeah, I can talk to a fucking rock.
You look at people and you want to say something to them that's the wrong thing, but you can't. You just find some way to laugh. And for those of you that don't know how to laugh, let us show you. This is pretty. This is pretty simple.
This is.
I scared my mother one day when she called in from work. My sister and I had just gotten home from school. She calls the house. My sister picks up first. She talks to mom. I'm about halfway upstairs, and I hear, Brian, mom wants to talk to you. Damn. Okay. I come downstairs, and already my brain's turning at 100 miles an hour. I'm going, okay, how can I mess with my mother? So my sister hands me the phone, and I go, what's up, Doc? And I think my mother dropped the phone. She says, what did you say? I said, hi, Mom. And my mother loses it. This is at about this time, my dad walks in. I hang up the phone. My dad looks at me with a big old shit-eating grin on his face. And he goes, what'd you do to your mother? I didn't do anything. My dad follows me upstairs, comes into my room and says, I'll ask again. What'd you do to your mother? And he's already laughing. I'm laughing. I kind of said, what's up, Doc? You didn't give her the Bugs Bunny voice. Yes, I did. You did not give her the Bugs Bunny. Yes, I did, Dad. I gave her the Bugs Bunny voice. I said, what's up, Doc? And my dad walks out. My dad walked out.
If we could all release our inner child, the world would be a happier and loony place. But God, would we be happy?
If we could all release our inner child, the world would be a walking loony bin. The world would be the world would be the world would be beyond nutty, and for good reasons. Because we all know how to laugh, okay?
Yes.
Because hey, phone. Don't you hate when you're doing something and then you get a call at the wrong time?
Of course. Of course.
Of course. You get a call at the wrong time and I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm busy.
I'm working here.
Yeah, exactly. And here's my wife telling me dinner's ready, so I got to be downstairs in a minute, which I will. But see, it's like when everything aligns, something disaligns. But in
then
this
you
case,
realign it back up.
Then you have to realign it back up. You have to realign it back up. And I never gave this a proper intro. This is episode 2 of Speaking Our Truth. That's Namastasia, or this ice queen, or whatever the heck she calls herself this time. First episode she called herself Elsa.
It was taken. I have to change it. I'm too pretty for prison. I'm not going to jail. Hello. Elsa was taken.
Elsa. Yeah, my wife would relay something to me about what happened at work, and I would just look at her, and for some reason, Frozen pops in my mind, and she goes, "You know what I did?" And I just start doing this, and she'll start singing, "Let it go, let it go," and I'm dying. I'm sitting there dying. All I gotta do is do the wave like this, and she starts singing, "Let it go, let it go."
And I knocked on your door and I said, do you want to build a snowman?
You did.
And you took pity on me and said, this bitch crazy, but she's funny. Okay, let's go build snowman. Snowmen.
Actually, to describe it the way you described it in your interview, you said, I knocked on this guy's door and I said, hey, I want to be on your show. And that's that. Okay, let's do this shit. And the way you described it, y'all would think that Stacy wouldn't laugh as much as she does. God, she laughs more than me. how can I say that? I haven't laughed enough today already. Like I haven't laughed enough today already with the cartoons I watch and the comedy routines I watch. And then my wife comes home and she says, "You want me to fix you some pizza bagels?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "How many?" About 6. And she says, "You sure you don't want more? They're very little." I only want 6. So when you and I figured out a time to take this episode, I figured I'll go downstairs and steal a kiss. I went downstairs, I got my kiss, and she goes, "You sure you don't want more than 6?" I'm like, "I'm fine, baby. I only want 6." So she starts teasing me and goes, "Okay, fine. I won't fix you anymore." So I give shit right back to her and I go, "Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, okay." And then I grab my water and I come up here.
And that's why it works.
That's exactly why it works.
Mm-hmm.
She gives me as much.
Next week?
Huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Aren't we doing soulmates next week? Or not
Yes.
next. Yeah, our next episode, soulmates. That's why it works, dude.
That's exactly why it works. So on our next episode, we'll expound on that. We got a few left here, and like I said, the length of time will vary between each episode because we got to come together with time and figure all of that out. But I will tell this funny story about being in the hospital. 2003, I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. Now, if y'all see me, and those of you who know me, I was much heavier than this. I am glad to be under 300 pounds. I am glad to be under 260 pounds, and I'm loving it. But when I was in the hospital in Chicago for congestive heart failure, they did all the tests. They did the battery of tests on me. They put me in ICU for about 3 days, getting a water blockage away from my heart. So they drained that. And I hate and love water pills to this day because if it's at the right point, it works. But if it's not at the right point and you're laying in bed and go, "Hello, I gotta go to the bathroom,"
McFly.
And the nurse just politely comes in. Nurse just politely comes in and says, "Sir, you can't go to the bathroom." "Why not?" There are no bathrooms in ICU." "Find one." And I was a grump because I had been in a hospital bed.
Amish hospital? What do you mean there's no bathrooms?
Listen. That particular hospital, Roseland Hospital in Chicago, at the time didn't have its current expansion, and they didn't have bathrooms in ICU. Terrible. And again, as I said, this is 2003. This is 2003. A long time ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 20 plus, almost 20 years ago.
Wow.
And then that Friday, they brought me breakfast, and you've been in the hospital. If someone has their meds like at a certain time early in the morning and then they fall back to sleep, it's going to fuck with them. It sure fucked with me because I love pancakes. All right. I adore pancakes. I looked at those pancakes and I swore they were green. When they brought breakfast 2 hours after they stuck the piss out of me with all kinds of needles and shit doing tests. And then I thought the sausage moved. I thought it
probably
jumped.
Did. That's
I covered it and pushed the tray to the door. Nurse comes in and says, "Are you okay? Bring me another tray. Because I don't like what's on this tray right now." Well, everybody's getting pancakes. Well, I want another round of pancakes that actually look better, and I want another piece of sausage that doesn't move. And she's looking at me like, "Doesn't move?" Like, don't ask. Just honor this request from me, please. She takes it out, brings in another tray. Breakfast was fine. And then I fell asleep. And I woke up, and I'm on Central Standard Time. So it's getting close to 10 o'clock. So what do I watch at 10 o'clock every day? I want to see The Price is Right. I want to see Bob Barker come through the door and start my day. Bob Barker didn't come through the door and start my day. I hear, and I know you've heard this, we interrupt your regular programming for a special announcement. Let's go to the White House. No! I'm banging on the buzzer and pulling the cord and dialing everything I could dial. Finally, then there was no one at the nurse's station. Bless all their hearts. They must have figured out I was nuts, but there was no one there at the nurse's station. And I said, we got a problem. Y'all need to fix this problem. So they come, nurse comes in, no kind of, just nothing. And she says, sir, what's the problem? I don't see Bob Barker on my screen. Fix it.
Well, that's the problem number one. You talk to me like that, I'm cutting off your pain meds. But go on.
See, you and I would have gotten along great. Okay?
Just shut the fuck up here.
Back then, even back then, we'd have gotten along great. Okay? This is why when you knocked on my door virtually and said, hey, I want to be on your program. Okay, we're going to talk about mental health, and that's that. Okay. So I wrote it down and we recorded our first episode. But nurse looked at me and said, that's not my fault. Do you know what time it is? Yes, it's 10:05. Do you see what's on my television screen? Yes. It ain't The Price is Right. Fix this shit. I can't. And we're going back and forth. And by this time, I had come to my senses and realized that normal programming had been interrupted. The fog had worn off. And I said, why can't you fix this? And like I said, by that time, the fog had worn off. And I said, okay, I can go back and forth with her and I can really have fun with this. Before the doctor came running in a panic, he heard both of us in there laughing. Doctor comes in, sees both of us laughing, and he puts his hands on his hips and he's smiling, and there's tears in his eyes because he heard the tail end of the conversation. And he goes, what'd you do to my nurse? I told her to fix my television. Well, what's wrong with your television? I don't see Bob Barker on it. What the fuck, man? In the immortal words of my wife, what the fuck, man? Doctor walked out laughing, comes back in holding his stomach. I'm laughing so hard, I thought I was going to throw up. And he leans over and puts his arm on my shoulder and he goes, sir, I can't fix, I don't want to hear it. And of course, he's laughing again. I'm laughing again. Poor nurse says, fuck this shit, I'm out. She walks out laughing. And nurse comes back in and says, did you see that I saw that it took you long enough. She starts laughing again. I start laughing. You ever laugh so hard you drool into your pillow?
Or piss my pants. Yes, I have.
Or piss your or have people saying, lock this bitch up.
All the time, Brian. Why do you think I'm not allowed in public? I kind of like what I'm doing.
Oh, and she gives me the innocent eyes. Okay, folks, you see the kind of friendship we're having here. It's this.
27 years as a nurse, I know how to play the game. I know how to behave when I have to.
Well, I kind of know how to behave when I have to, but the problem is 3/4 of the time I don't want to.
I'm having too much fun in life. This is why I'm loving life, and I have fun. And
there's an old country song that begins, "Too much fun." What's that mean? There's no such thing as too much fun. And we hope y'all are having fun with this episode. Next time we come back with you, we're going to talk about soulmates. And I'm getting a look here, so I better go eat dinner. We'll see you next time on the next episode of Speaking on Truth. Bye, y'all. I swear to God, that hospital. I swear to God, that hospital episode happened.
Wait, we're still live. Aren't we? Yeah, we're still taping.